Hey everyone, I just kind of wanted to show you what I got going on here. I mentioned in my first video that I'm going to be getting an electric water pump, and this is the 5.9 Cummins. I know it's hard to find the electric water pump for it, and they're much more expensive than just buying a regular pulley water pump, but I kind of wanted to explain as to why I'm doing this, even though I'm not trying to reach 1,000 horsepower or more. So what's going on is, if you think about it, there's less pulleys to pull on, there's less work on the engine. It's not a whole lot less, but I mean, the less work you put on the engine, the more horse you get, the more torque you get. And I know there's people out there that are running between 6 and 1,000 horse that are having problems with their plugs blowing, and that's because when you get up there in the high pressures from your engine creating so much turning power on that pulley, it's trying to keep up with that pulley. I'm not really sure how to explain that part, but the race cars that you see, NASCAR or whatnot, big mud trucks, they have electric water pumps, and the reason being is because it cools your engine way more efficiently than a pulley pump does. And the reason I say that is because if you have a pump running too fast, then the water is just shooting through that engine, and it's not having enough time to properly cool down it. The pump actually simulates the engine running at 1,800 RPMs continuously, which is, from my understanding, the optimum RPM rating for a pump to run to get all the water through there and make sure that it properly cools down your engine. And I'm sure you all understand what happens when an engine gets too hot. It fucks it up. Like I said, they're not really something that is a bad deal. There's some people that think that by adding this on, you're putting too much strain on your alternator. Well, no, you're not. This only uses about 6 amps, and 6 amps isn't a whole lot. I mean, especially for a diesel alternator, which I guess you could also call a generator. And I understand that alternators and generators, are the same thing, but on a diesel they put out more. Reason being is because the batteries are so huge to create your glow plugs to warm up properly and your heater grid to glow. Of course, if you have a 12 valve, that's really not that big of a problem, because your alternator is actually doing less work on a 12 valve, because that's all it's doing is charging the batteries. 12 valves don't, I believe they don't need the alternator to keep the electronical, can't talk today. It doesn't need the electronical injection system, because on a 12 valve it's all mechanical, which means it basically stays at the same time. Of course, electronically does, but that's how you change a lot of your programming on the computer and the ECU and whatnot, by adding more fuel pressure, or at least that's the easiest way to get more power. And also for the coal rollers, the easiest way to increase your soot or black smoke coming out of the tailpipe would be to increase the full fuel pressure. I did want to show you that this looks the same as a normal pump, except for the electric lead coming off of it. And I'll tell you what, this was a bitch to find, but that is a JEGS product, and it runs about $300, and then with shipping and handling, it's probably about $320. So it's rather expensive, twice the price of a normal water pump. Way worth it though, way worth it. Better cooling, more horsepower, and reliability for them. Understanding. I mean, you know, like I said, NASCAR uses them, mud trucks use them. They don't really short out. They're great. They're a great thing to add on when you're doing massive horsepower. You know, so you can keep the pressure in the engine lower, and you can also keep the efficient cooling rating. And I recommend them. I've never put one on a Cummins before, but there's a first for everything. So just checking in. Any comments, questions, and love subscribers.